Okay guys, welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. My name is Green Zero and we are on Tournament Odyssey here to watch this game, and it is the last day of 2017, and you know what, I thought I might as well cast this so I can upload it tonight while I'm busy, otherwise preoccupied, so on New Year's Day you can wake up and watch a great video. Of course, depending on your time zone, because I'm super far in the future compared to everyone else, but let's get into this game here on the top right hand side, spawning as the Reaper 17. I didn't even check whose colour was who. It's Unleashed UA, it's the animal of Kane's Wrath right here. And he's going to be playing Bertus then on the left-hand side. Also drawn a screen of faction. This is a random mirror. Don't see Wookabert, like, I personally don't see Wookabert playing that much. I know he is playing a little bit in the background, but he's not playing that much. And it's good to see a replay from him, but let's have a look and see what's going on. Unleashed UA trying to cut off enemy buzzer units, and Bertus doesn't do a good job of that. We'll lose his scout, unfortunately. Not really necessary. Looks like Unleashed UA is training disintegrator squads. He's going to want to cut to the right, so that buzzer scout won't be able to see it. There's another buzzer scout here. Can he thread the needle, though? That's the question. Oh, he can thread the needle. Look at, oh no, he's revealed one squad. But maybe Wookabert thinks it's just a singular squad because Unleashed does crazy stuff like this as well. Reaper 17, by the way, for Bertus, but he has threaded the needle with the majority of the disintegrator squads. He does see one, but he knows they're slow descents. He would have clicked on them. What is that? Why has he got a stasis chamber? So he can't get fast legs because he's Reaper 17. He may be using this for... Wow, is he actually going to use the stasis field? That is going to be pretty intense. To use that. That's obviously a very committed attack that he's going to be doing here. Bertus now queuing a buzzer hive. He will have one done. He pops it down defensively, so he's going to queue another one now. Unleashed UA is going to come in, and look at that, he phases through all of those units there. There's low power. He's going to go for the other power plant as well. Oh, Bertus, he's trying to power micro like a god. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to lose his power plant, and he's going to lose that other buzzer swarm there. He can't power micro anything right now. He's going to go for the drone ship. Wow, that's really greedy. He's going to try to focus down the drone ship. Wow, if he gets this, the game's basically over. He's not going to get anything. He does try to focus down that buzzer swipe. He will get that as well, and now he's going to go for the power plant. He's going to change target. He took about maybe 45% of the health off of that that drone ship. He's going to run there. He could probably turn around and try to finish that. He's going to finish that as well, and he will get it. Power is still up. Bertus power microing, placing his structures very defensively. He's going to try to go for that buzzer hive. That one does a lot of damage. That tears through quite a number of forces there. Unleashed UA is going to have to retreat the drone ship at 50% of its health. But Unleashed UA has been causing chaos here for Bertus. We'll see what the damage is. Obviously had to place a lot of power plants. Cost him a lot of time. Only 3 harvesters here. And Unleashed UA has 4 harvesters. His 5th harvester is about to pop. It pops right about now. Bertus just popped his 4th harvester. So Unleashed UA is a full harvester ahead right now. He still has a few disintegrators which he could circumvent the map and go for the spike. So Unleashed UA definitely has probably a 60-40 advantage here. So it's not like a crucial or critical advantage. He has a slight advantage. It definitely worked out favorably for him though in this trade. Tier 2 is down for Bertus, so he does have that tier 2. Seeker tank will come out and it will try to finish off this buzzer swarm. Not quite. Oh, that's annoying. It's going to get away. No, he may actually be able to finish that. Yes, he will get another shot, but the nerve center is spotted, which probably means both sides are going to be going for a 1 base tier 3. Unleashed UA has a 6th harvester on his main, so he's going to be able to mine this field out very, very quickly. We actually have a lightning spike come down. That's a bit interesting. So Bertus, that's obviously going to cost him a bit of money. It's not really going to achieve too much just by itself as well. So Bertus, not sure what his plans are. He does have the technology assembler out, but he's not constructing anything. Is he going to try to go for a hexapod? That's building way too fast to be tier 3. Yeah, he's constructing something now. He's got the stasis down. He's going to stasis he stasises the tech center. So, and you know what? I think Unleashed might actually be fine with this because obviously, yeah, he can't build any tech units now, but that is like a super weapon. Unleashed, yeah, used his, but he used it a lot more effectively. It's going to allow Bertus to obviously get out a few mechapeds. I mean, he's not going to be able to get ahead. He's got 1 mechapede. He's going to have a 2nd mechapede coming out now, but the stasis is probably just about to wear off. And now Unleashed is free. Yeah, there we go. Instantly cancels what he was building to go for mechapeds, or maybe he's going for tripods. He will charge that dev tank up, which of course mechapeds do not like charged dev tanks on the head. It will cause critical damage there. It's not 1 shot, but I think it's like 2, 3 tops. I really should know, but most of the time when I hit them with the head, I usually hit them with a dozen or half dozen, what do you call it? Devour tanks at the same time. These two units here will get cleaned up, unfortunately. Not sure what they were doing so far away from the base. Only just 2 mechas moving across here. A third mecha will come across. He's got the dev tank. He's probably already given it an attack order on the head. Yes, he has. 1 shot on the head. A second shot on the head. Yeah, it's going to take 3 shots on the head to destroy that. He's not going to be able to engage that Devour tank again with that Mechapede there. You can see it's pretty badly hurt. It's hard to tell with the health bars and how this thing works. But Unleashed UA has an expansion down. He's got 1 ref down. Wookiespertus has 1 as well. Puts down his tier 2. He must have sold that in order to get more Mechapedes out or to use his ability, which means he's not going to have that. Well, he does have it now, but obviously it sets him back a little bit. Few Mechapedes out here, but Unleashed is just keeping them back at home. Wookiespertus not able to capitalize at all. I can't help but feel he wasted his Stasis Chamber ability there, and Unleashed is going to be fine with that. He will fire, but unfortunately he hits segments. They're not the head, so that dev tank will be destroyed, overrun very quickly by those 3 Mechapedes. Just 4 Mechapedes out from Wookiespertus. No upgrades coming from the Technology Assembler. Battle marker over here is just that mean Shard Walker causing some problems. No upgrades coming from Unleashed UA, of course. Not techniques. The tech of Reaper 17 is extremely powerful. Basically the most powerful screen tier 3 in the game, essentially. They're Reaper tripods when they're charged with their upgrades. Holy crap, look out. They are really, really powerful. And they're somewhat maneuverable as well. Mechapedes are going to be encroaching on the expansion here, but Wookabert has been way too passive, I think. I think he's been too passive with these. 1 Mechapede from Unleashed is coming out here. He's obviously spotted that, and Unleashed is like, yeah, cool, maybe I should just turn around. Wookabert is firing at the head. No, he hit the wrong segment, unfortunately. That Mechapede may be able to scoot away. Yes, it will. Another Warp Sphere comes down here. Oh, he gets it right down to the head, but it will get repaired. Storm Column comes down. Oh, did he pop a mecha? He popped a mecha with that. That was like, oh no, that mecha head. Oh, unfortunately, Unleashed just giving that one away. Battle marker over here. Mechapede's over here. We had a phase down on the drone ship. The drone ship has been phased. He's going to try to focus down the Storm Column here. Some of these harvesters have been phased as well. He will get the Storm Column. He's going to try to focus down the head of that Mechapede. He will get the first Mechapede, but now Wookabert's Mechapedes are here. Unleashed loses 1. It's going to be about 5 versus 2 now. No, sorry, 6 versus 2. And Unleashed UA will trade out with his own phase. And he's just going to be going straight back to base with those mechas. No need to take the long way home now. They're basically immortal somewhat. Wookabert moving for his expansion. Unleashed UA not making a move. Yeah, he's making a move now for his expansion. Mechapede still on the cards for both sides. No side is deciding to transition into the tripods. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mechapedes moving on to Unleashed main. He does sell off that Warp Sphere. He's got to be careful. His tech center is in somewhat of a vulnerable situation. He's going to have to defend that, but he's got Mechapedes here. He's going to take a bit of damage. Is Wookabert going to try to go for it? No, he can't. Oh, geez, this is going to be really messy. This is going to be really messy. Mecha's dying on both sides. The head focusing is really good from both sides. Oh my god, that's some of the best head micro. Oh my god, they're still doing it. They're still doing the head micro. And I think Unleashed will win defender's advantage there. And he only came out with 2. That was easily the best focus firing I've ever seen from 2 players at the same time in a mecha fight. They literally just popped just heads, and that was amazing. Wookabert obviously losing all of his, but he pretty much put Unleashed down to just his last 2. 2 more now joining, so he's got 4. What's happening up here? Disintegrator squads. Looks like Wookabert just sending some low tier units up here just to cause some problems. I'm not sure how much of a problem they're going to be able to cause if the mecha's fine. They are history. See you later. Headshots coming down now from both these sides. We'll have to see what happens. No, it looks like, oh, he does snare one there. Does not lose one in return. Oh, it's tied as well. Neither side able to spam out really critical, massive mechas. They've got up to about maybe 6 as a maximum now so far. So sometimes you see them get up to like 10 or 12 and it gets pretty crazy. Going to be able to take his defensive platform there, and that's going to definitely help him out. Doesn't know about these disintegrators just yet. We have battle marker over here. Looks like Unleashed UA looking to push in. There is some more. No, those are the Mechapedes coming from the left-hand side. Storm Column comes down. No, sorry, not Storm Column. Lightning Spike, not quite as powerful. He will pop that Harvester, which was quite good. He pops a Harvester full of health. Both sides lose a mecha straight away. And this is going to get messy. The headshotting isn't quite as good here. It's a little, actually, still not too bad. Oh my god, Wookabert is actually going to lose the majority of his forces here. There's still 4 Mechapedes from Unleashed UA, and he is going to be starting to destroy these harvesters. Oh, that's something you really don't want to see in a Reaper mirror. You can't afford to go down on the economy because you've got the same units as the other guy, and he's going to be able to destroy, I think that's harvester number 4 so far. He's going to pop that lightning spike. Wookabert has abandoned this area. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. He's got no counter aggression, and Wookabert sells up. Is that going to be the end of the game? Did he just lose then? I'm not 100% sure. There's only a singular Mechapede here. He needs a Storm Column. There's a Storm Column at his expansion, and he's got one queued. I'm assuming this is going to be a Storm Column. He will pop it down. Can he get a Mecha head? No, not quite. Doesn't even get shots off there. That's unfortunate. But he will protect his main, which is important because his tier 3 is there. That Harvester, oh my god, that's unfortunate. So he will lose another Harvester there. Wookabert just hemorrhaging somewhat his Harvesters. Moves in range of the Storm Column. Might lose that Megapede. No, gets lucky. Gets hit on the segments instead of the head. Or may have spoken too soon. No, he's going to just drift away there. But Unleashed UA doesn't really have a lot to back up this. What's he doing at home? He's getting down his expansion. I'm not sure what happened to those Disintegrators. It looks like they've all been destroyed. They must have moved in at some point in time. I'm not sure if they got Harvesters. I do apologize for missing those. Defensive tower here will be able to take out Mecha Heads. He's focusing on the Mecha Head. That did a lot of damage. And he should be able to get one. Yeah, he snares that one. And Unleashed doesn't have grown Mechas here. They're majority heads. He needs to make sure he gets more growth on them. He's obviously having some money problems here. And now Wucus Bertus is coming in. He has 3 Mechapedes here. Phase goes down. Nice. Those 4 Harvesters now. Impossible to somewhat kill those. So Wookabert's going to move through to the other base over here. There are Harvesters here, but there's also a Storm Column. Unleashed UA falling back with his mechas. He's pulling all the way back, so this is buying Wookabert some precious time. Some much needed and precious time. Going to pull his Harvesters as well. Unleashed, of course, playing really well. I think he definitely is getting back into form, and you can't really underestimate him. A lot of newer players, Storm Column down here as well. A lot of new players kind of think Unleashed isn't that good because in his old age he hasn't been playing as well, which is true. But back in the day when he was on point, he was very powerful, and we can see when these big cash prize tournaments come around, which they will be coming around, he's extremely powerful. He finished top 4 in the Command League and the Command Cup. And he finished 2nd in the World Championship. He's got the finishing results there, which a lot of other people don't have. So you can really not underestimate him. But again, this attack is going to go through. Going to try to focus on this game here. He's got a lot more mechas. Some of those mechas from Wookabert are phased, and they are drawing a lot of fire. But Unleashed US is going to focus down this one power plant on the outskirts of the base here. Wookabert desperately trying to herd him out of his base, but unfortunately not going to be able to happen here. He's going to really pressure here. Another Mechapede will fall from Unleashed UA, and a Storm Column comes down. This may signal the end of it. It's really hard to dislodge those Storm Columns for the Mechapedes. He's still got quite a number here. He's got more than Wookabert, and he does try to snipe that Harvester. He will snare it. Mechapedes firing at each other. No focus firing from either side there. No focus firing. A lot of segments getting killed, but the Mechas, Unleashed UA will escape with 6 Mechapedes. Kills a few Harvesters, a few structures and forces placement there. But nonetheless, Wookabert is still firmly on the defensive. Still has not even harvested his expansion here. So much time. You can see where it's regrowing here around this side, but this side hasn't even been harvested. Meanwhile, Unleashed UA is really getting to work on refining this. He's got a gravity stabilizer. I just wonder if he is going for Storm Columns here. You know, he's going for, not Storm Columns, Storm Riders. He does go for Storm Riders. He's got a lot of Mechapedes, so not a single tripod to be seen in this map. Or in this matchup here, and I think they just prefer to use Mechapedes on this specific type of map here. Unleashed UA is going to run in. Focus fires the ground there by accident, but he's got much more Mechapedes than what Wookabert does here. He outnumbers him about 2 to 1, and he should be able to come through and destroy these unless there's some really bad luck, and it's going to be really hard to micro that, by the way. Wookabert is holding firm. Unleashed decides he's had enough and he will pull out. He's going to turn around and come back now. He's like, hang on a second, I'm not done with you just yet. These Harvesters, Wookabert needs to pull them back. He is going to pull them back now. Focus firing, both sides trade a Mechapede straight away. Wookabert just missing out there on the head. He hits the segment just prior to the head. Can be difficult to hit those sometimes. More Mechapedes dying. It's really difficult to see. We saw some veterancy come through there for Wookabert. And Unleashed UA just going to back off now. Wookabert now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 versus 6. But no, it's 5v5 now. And he's got the numbers back on even footing. Wow, this is a pretty intense game here. Wookabert, of course, he actually pulls in the Storm Column, and that is from Wookabert. And I think Unleashed UA might lose the remainder. Oh, the focus fire is good from Wookabert. Only 2 mechas remaining. He scores another one from Wookabert, so yeah, the trade becoming a bit more even now. 2 Mechapedes will survive from Wucus Bertus, so both sides somewhat annihilating each other. 5 more Mechapedes now rocking up, all fully grown. Wookabert's going to be like, oh my god, I just defeated the last lot, but a Storm Column will come down, and they're really nasty. He's just going to go through and kill the mechas, I think, and then he's just going to get out of there. Doesn't want to stay in that Storm Column for too long, loses another Mechapede, and Wookabert now has reinforcements here. That one Mechapede will actually survive, so, and 2 Mechapedes shaved off here from Unleashed UA. So yeah, again, both sides spamming mechas, but neither side, I think the most we've seen in a single attack force is about 8, and most of the time it's been a lot lower, so both sides doing so much damage they're not able to spam to a critical mass of Mechapedes just yet. Storm columns everywhere from Wookabert trying to protect his main. Storm Riders are coming in and they're going to focus down the... What are they going to focus down? They're actually going to go for the power plant here, and of course there's one thing to be careful of, is that the Iron Storm does buff the Storm Riders, and it will buff enemy Storm Riders, so the Storm column is actually not that good at killing the Storm Riders themselves. He's actually just going to focus it down now. Wookabert forced to power micro the Technology Assembler, which means he cannot produce Mechapedes while that is powered down. And the Storm Riders, actually, most of them get away. Very few are actually shot down. He's going to try to focus down the tech center here. Wookabert does have some Mechapedes responding. They have quite some distance to drive. I don't think he's going to be able to save this this technology assembly. You can see on the radar they're just trying to get here, but it's such a gigantic map that I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, he will snipe down the tech center, and Unleash should back out. He should leave this area now. He's going to try to squeeze his way. I know he's actually going to go full forward and try to attack these Mechapedes. Trades 1 for 1. Trades, he loses 2 for 2, and can he get a third one? Maybe. That's actually a veteran Mechapede there. And oh, Wookabert's firing at the ground. Oh my god, and there we go. He refixes that one there. So unfortunately, he actually lost another one. So even trade as well. Wookabert's going to have to rebuild that tech center. Does he have a tier 2? Yes, he does have one, but without a tier 3, Unleashed UA is going to have a significant advantage. He's actually going into tripods now, so first time we're seeing tripods on the field. Are we seeing upgrades? Yes, we are seeing upgrades come through. Probably the shield upgrade will be first. But the thing about the tripods is that, oh look at that, just being annoying. It looks like Unleashed UA at some point has taken a spike, and the Storm Column just killing that assimilator will be dispatched by the disintegrators though. But yeah, the thing is that Mechapedes won't really be able to engage tripods. Tripods are simply way too powerful for them to engage, and of course the tripods will be able to bulldoze their way through an enemy base. Having these Storm Riders, 4, 5, 6, 7 Storm Riders from Unleashed will be very nice as well, because it'll force some of the Mechapedes that he is building, or that Wookabert is building. He has to, decide whether or not he wants disc mechas or shard mechas. And disc mechas are pretty useless against ground vehicles. Back in the 1.0, they used to be the only segment you'd get, because they destroyed air infantry and vehicles with just punishing destruction. But now they really patched it in 1.2, or the official 1.2. So the disc launchers really kill air really well, but they really don't do a lot else that well. He's going to attack the tech center here. Finds an opening. There's a mixture of shard and there's a mixture of disc, and that will force the sell-off there. Did he get both of his upgrades? Yes, he does have both of his upgrades. I think he's got the Storm Riders at home. He could probably make a move. Unleashed UA trying to steal Tiberium. That was risky. Yeah, these Disintegrator Squad's going to chase them away. He's going to lose his main. No Tiberium there. Going to lose a few annoying buildings. I mean, the upgraded power plants. That power plant there was upgraded. That harvester. Pretty much history. Unleashed has to be careful because he's exhausted his Tiberium on his side of the map. And he's actually taken that spike as well now. Wookabert has recaptured this one. Just decided he's going to destroy that one. Wookabert has recaptured this one, so the spike's really changing hands here. But Wookabert, of course, destroying everything he can on the outskirts of Unleashed space. Oh, he didn't quite finish that one off, so he might have to go back and recorrect that. Storm Riders coming in now. They are targeting a phased harvest. He's going to want to correct that as soon as possible. Tripods now coming out from Wookabert, realizing this is going to happen. And the Storm Riders are not really focus firing here. They're going to focus fire the Storm Column. They will get that, and they'll back off. He can't really afford to throw those away. Oh no, the Mechapedes find this tripod army. A lot of them are charged up. Dead mechas there, but surprisingly gets out with quite a few of them. Unleash is going to pressure this base here. Is he going to be able to hold? There's only one tripod, a second tripod coming now. Wookabert does not have conversion reserves. He's not actually even started the upgrade here, so he's just going to fight without it. Unleashed UA, I think he's exhausted. Yeah, some of these tripods, actually all the tripods except for one, have somewhat exhausted their conversion reserves, or either they were never charged, just defending out an attack there. But this is going to be the real attack. And I think he realizes, hang on, once he saw the tripod, the storm columns, I mean, he's got a bigger force, but he doesn't have enough to crack that, and he's going to back off now. He thinks he's just going to go destroy this spike. Well, Wookabert has both of those spikes. Now, these are actually quite important because, obviously, with the lack of Tiberium on the field, they need to be captured. Wookabert holds 3 spike. One of them has been destroyed. And Unleashed UA still holding a few Storm Riders in reserve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Storm Riders. They can come in handy. They will destroy armor if they are clustered, or if the Storm Riders are in larger groups. He's just going to watch out for those disc mechas, which are now transitioning to the left side of the screen. Unleashed UA doesn't have too much to defend here. The Storm Riders can't really engage. Even though Storm Riders are powerful against Mechapedes if they focus the head, the disc segments will really rain havoc on the Storm Riders very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mechapedes now heading north into this base. Unleashed doesn't appear to be aware of it. Ichor Seed is there, needs to start refining it. Meanwhile, Battle Markers over here. Looks like Disintegrator Squads are heading for the expansion. Walkerbert just biding his time here. He's building up his forces. He's building up these Reaper tripods. Shock Troopers on the field as well. I think he's just desperate to get something out that can counter what Unleashed has, even going for the upgrades there. Battle Mark here, those Disintegrators are going to be history. The Storm Riders are coming in. There is one tripod here. Could try to focus or charge up real quickly and then focus down the mechas, but unfortunately not going to happen. The mechas will back off, realizing they don't want to do that. He will charge that tripod now. Storm Riders moving to the right-hand side of the screen. And look at that, because the Nerve Center wasn't destroyed and that power plant was repaired to full health, by the way, he's able to place a refinery there, which allows him to refine the Tiberium, which remains at that field. So things are just slowing down now that they've exhausted the map of Tiberium, and they seem to be doing a pretty good job of keeping it dry. Walkerbert just recollecting that as well. Unleashed UA, of course, has both the right-hand spike. I don't even notice they take these spikes back so quickly. So it's 2 spike to 1 spike there. So Unleashed going to be able to benefit from that. He definitely has the much bigger tripod army. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tripods that I can see so far on the map. Walkersbertus should be building his numbers as well. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5, but he has mechas and he's got a lot of shock troopers as well. I don't think Unleashed has spotted the shock troopers just yet. I'm not 100% sure. They are fully upgraded, and I mean, you think, oh, shock troopers aren't that good unless you travel when they're like ridiculously fast, but in these in like a screen mirror or a Reaper mirror, they actually can provide some significant firepower in these high armored engagements here when you don't have time to build a lot of tripods and things like that. The shock troopers can do a lot. They can teleport, of course. They do a short range teleport, which means the buzzer swarm doesn't do too much to them. If there's a lot of shard launches, they can teleport away from those or behind their own armor. So they can actually be surprisingly effective, and it's something that probably only the highest tier players will use identifying this. But yeah, there's been plenty of games in Mirrors of Scrin and Reaper where the shock troopers have definitely won it for me. He will snare some Mechapedes though. That's nice work. Storm Rider will go down there, and those he obviously is aware of them because he's got shield on his shard walkers, and he actually has shard walkers. So Unleashed appears to be aware of this. Whereas his tripod army, it's just over here. I mean, half of it's not even charged up. Unleashed being the passive one now. He's actually going for an upgrade. This could be blue shard. Wow, he has blue shard launchers. He's got almost all of his tier 3 upgrades here. Obviously doesn't have shard launchers because that's probably not too relevant now. Walkerbert not going to the skies, of course. Reaper not very powerful in the sky anyway. This is interesting. Walkerbert's army is on the right-hand side of the map, whereas Unleashed UA's army is on the left-hand side of the map, and this force will be overwhelmed. Assimilators, because Walkerbert does have the spikes again. This base will fall. He can't really hope to hold on to it. And yeah, look at that. That's good as well. He sells it up. He could have stalled for time a little bit here, but he decides, you know what, I'm just going to sell up. Unleashed, is he going for a base trade? Oh my god, he's moving away from Walkerbert's army. He's going to be at a disadvantage because Walkerbert is already at his base, whereas Unleashed, yeah, look at this, and he's changed his mind. Now that's a terrible decision as well, because he looked like he was going for the base trade, then he changed his mind halfway, so it means it's just going to take him even longer to get into position here. These storm columns actually starting to wear down the tripods though. Blue shard launchers come in, and those shock troopers aren't going to enjoy seeing those. Stasis is out this one, but he's got to be careful because Walkerbert, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen his Stasis in a while, but Unleashed has a pretty massive army here, and he's really going to be able to rip through. There's a Stasis, but does it get enough tripods? I'm not 100% sure. He needs to try to destroy. He's actually focus firing on the tripods here. The mechas really can't do much. They're mainly disc mechas, so he might as well just focus down the tripods here. And that tripod, I think Walkerbert might actually go down. He's calling in repair drones, but all the shields are off. A lot of damage coming down. There's actually more reinforcements coming in. These 4 tripods, actually Unleashed needs them really badly now because this fight is actually getting quite close, and he needs to focus down the tripods. He could focus down the red one there. Oh, but what is he doing? He's just kind of, he's on a revert. He's retreating, and unfortunately that means he can't focus fire. He will focus fire now, and he will get it. It's 2v2. He's got the shields on. He's got a storm column there. He should be able to win, but no, the shock troopers are actually dropping these guys here. There's only a singular tripod left. If that storm column targets it, which it will do, it should be able to drop it. No, the storm column, or the iron storm target that. Now, there's a lot of tripods there, by the way. That is a lot of tripod husks. If we bring up the health bars, yeah. Whoa, whoever gets that, that's going to be insane. Puts the lightning spike down to actually guard. He wants to guard those husks. But you know what? I think Walkerbert might ultimately destroy them. Oh, geez, here comes the assimilator train. And if Unleashed, he may have the buzzer support ability. I believe he does. No, he doesn't. It's on cooldown, so he really doesn't have much to do. If he secures these spikes, oh, that's game. Sorry, not spikes. If he secures the husks, oh, he needs to do something. That's why he's moving his drone ship. He's like, oh crap, we need to do something like right now. Disintegrators are coming down. There's a Ravager squad there as well, which is surprisingly effective against infantry. It's actually got the blue shard upgrade. It benefits from that as well. He's probably got that from Assault Off Tech Center, but you know what? Wookiebert is now claiming the husks. He's claiming these ones. There are disintegrator squads here, heroic ones, but I think there's a little bit too much cannon damage for them. And the Ravagers there, again, paper thin armor, obviously cannon resistant, but it's not going to matter. Wookiebert has now claimed a vast majority of these husks here. A lot of disintegrator. Now, he doesn't have any anti-infantry. He could just bum rush them with the disintegrator squads and just hope for the best. But those repair drones still actually going. They're still repairing. The tower is gone as well, by the way. The drone ship's lifting off. I think he should have just bum rushed them a bit earlier. And even though there's no anti-infantry here, there's not enough disintegrators. I think the cannon damage is going to overwhelm the disintegrators here. Oh, he's got a heroic squad. He's got to watch out. This could spiral. And he's actually going to kill quite a few, or at least a couple of these tripods. But it's just not going to be enough. There were shard walkers coming back here as well. Unfortunately, Unleashed UA is gonna. I think he's out of tricks. He's run down, and you got to give it to Wookiebert. I mean, Unleashed was the aggressor for the majority of that game, and I think some of Unleashed's late game decisions weren't that great. I think he kind of wasted his stasis in that engagement. He didn't even need to use it really. He could have just waited for Wookiebert to use his, and that's what I like to do when you're in a scrid mirror like that and you have tripods. I tend to wait for the other guy to use his stasis first, because that gives you an advantage. One, because his stasis will wear off faster, and two, you can put yours in a more appropriate position, you know, where your forces are going to be screwed over. You can put the stasis on his forces that are trying to screw yours over, so you get more control, and his stasis wears off faster. It gives you an advantage, and try to hold off stasising as long as possible. If he stasises, try to hold off for at least 5 or 6 seconds, if not longer, before you use yours, so that way when the stasis wears off, you have a huge advantage. But in that game there, well done to Wookiebert. I mean, what can I say? He held on, and then he made better decisions, and he won through that game with the help of the shock troopers. 247,000 to Unleashed UA, 254,000 to Wookiebert. So as we can see, it's only like 7,000 in favor of Wookiebert. That's nothing in a 26-minute, 40-second game. So that's absolutely nothing. Unleashed actually ahead majority, and then sifted underneath. He did lose the spikes a few times, but yeah, what can I say? Well played by both players. That was a really good Reaper mirror. Really enjoyed that. I can see why it's on the popular replays tab. But anyway, I'm Green Zero. Stay tuned to my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.